Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a video review. And for this one, I'm going to be taking a look at, or give my review on Shinobi Art of Vengeance, the latest entry in the Shinobi series for the Nintendo Switch. I'm basing this off of my time with the Switch, basing it off the Switch 1 version, but this is being played on the Nintendo Switch 2. Game is also available on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam. And if you're interested in any gameplay footage, I'll have a link down in the description down below, or you could click on the card of this video, so you're watching this either on YouTube or Patreon, and of course the timestamps will be there as well too. And for parents out there, it's worth pointing out the Shinobi Art of Vengeance is rated T for teens, ages 13 and up by the ESRB rating system. So one of the things we've seen lately with Sega has been basically the push to really look at maybe reviving some of their IPs or supposedly turning them into super games and everything like that. And we've seen that with some announcements ranging from a new Golden Axe to another Streets of Rage game. Jet Set Radio is certainly another one, indeed. And of course, Shinobi is certainly another one. Now, Shinobi is considered one of Sega's classic IPs. It started out it started out like in the arcades, and it came to like the Sega systems as well. And in 2002, there was a 3D Shinobi game, which was interesting, but I will admit that game was like hard as hell though, although the sequel was a little bit more forgiving and everything like that. And then of course, then we learned that basically a brand new Shinobi game was in development though, and what we learned is that it was handled by the same studio with that did what I thought was a really good beat 'em up game, 2020's Streets of Rage 4. So this one was certainly interesting indeed. And of course, you know, I got this game via limited run. I wanted to get the physical version and so forth. And after spending some time with Shinobi Art of Vengeance, I will say that I definitely like what I'm seeing with this game, and I certainly would love to see more entries in the series should this game do very well and everything. So I'm going to break this down into the pros and the cons of this video. So we'll start off first with the pros. And the first one I will have to say is that, excuse me, the art style in the game looks good and everything like that. It looks like, you know, like a 2D animation type of approach and everything. I mean, there is one part where it kind of could be like a 2.5D to some extent, but it definitely looks good. It kind of reminds me of the hand-drawn animation we saw with Streets of Rage 4, and I think that looked good indeed and everything. Some of the boss designs look absolutely look very good as well and all though. And so it certainly is I would say it's a good looking game. I mean, it's not going to blow like say Okami, which I view that as like a video game as a good example as an art form or anything, but it still looked good nevertheless. And of course the music also is done very well for this game. So certainly good on the art style and the music as well. And the next thing I do want to talk about, and this will depend on what type of gameplay you like though, is that the game definitely, you are getting a Metroidvania vibe to that game though, and that certainly isn't a bad thing, at least for me though. There are certain checkpoints though, and there are going to be parts of the game where you're not going to be able to unlock everything right away, and that you will have to come back later once you acquire certain power-ups and everything to unlock certain areas though, which is, I would say, common for those who've played any type of those Metroidvania type of games out there and all. And the combat game is actually very good. I found it to be simple, but also a game to be sort of challenging in a way. You know, Shinobi has basically, you know, the sword, plus you also have special moves that you can unlock and magic spells. You also basically will get in-game currency, which you can use to basically either buy new moves or power up or increase, Shinobi's, or Joe Hasaki, if I'm saying his name correctly, his health and everything, to how many shurikens you can carry. If I'm saying the name correctly, I apologize if I'm butchering that in any shape, in any form. And also, game combat is enjoyable. Gameplay is also enjoyable indeed. And some of the boss fights are certainly interesting as well. So yeah, I do enjoy the gameplay. I do enjoy the combat. I think it's done very well, and I definitely am down with this taking the Metroidvania style approach for this game and all. As far as the cons go for this game, I will say that as much as I enjoyed the Metroidvania style type of game though, there is going to be a point that might annoy some folks, is that there is going to be a bit of backtracking. Some of this is, certain areas can't be accessed until basically require certain power-ups. Other times is when you die, you'll go back to the next checkpoint, and sometimes it may be a long trek to get back to where you are though. There are warp points in the game. When you unlock a checkpoint, you can warp to past checkpoints you visited, so that helps to some degree though, but nevertheless though, there is some backtracking, and that might turn some folks away, depending on and a lot of that will come down to your view on Metroidvania games in general and all. And last but not least, it is worth pointing out though that the game does have a little bit of a difficulty spike that could turn some folks away, although it's worth pointing out that I wouldn't exactly put it on the same scale as, say, Ninja Gaiden is, which has been known for its difficulties. The NES games are a very good example of the game known to be very difficult, to even basically, when Ninja Gaiden first went into the 3D era, although lately we've seen them add difficulty options to that game though. So some of the difficulty in the game in terms of fighting certain enemies, timing when to dodge and everything, it might turn some folks away, and there were certainly some boss battles or fights that I had to get a bit of a learning curve to it though. Do I think it ruins the experience? Not really. I don't think it is, but it might turn some folks away if you're not down with the game's difficulty here and there and all. Overall, I would say I came away pleased with Shinobi Art of Vengeance though. I'm glad Sega allowed this game to be developed in any way, even though it was developed by the same folks who did Streets of Rage 4 though, and I'd definitely be down with more entries in the Shinobi series and everything. At its best though, the art style of the game looks good along with the music, and I do like the Metroidvania style gameplay that Shinobi Art of Vengeance offers. But at its worst though, like with every Metroidvania game, backtracking here could be a bit annoying to some folks out there, and the difficulty, like I said, might turn some folks away, but like I said, at the same time, it's not going to be on the scale of Ninja Gaiden and all. But in either case though, I still enjoyed the game, and I would recommend this for those who are into those 2D style type of games or Metroidvania games in general, or who are fans of ninja games like Shinobi or Ninja Gaiden itself though. Here's to hoping that the game does well enough to convince Sega to not only do another entry and all, but perhaps take another shot in doing another 3D Shinobi game though. We've seen that with Ninja Gaiden, how it basically we have recently, Ninja Gaiden 4 that came out and everything. So hopefully maybe Sega will get another shot and give this game, another try at a 3D outing though. Maybe do a little bit different than what the PS2 Shinobi game was, but in either case, I would certainly be down with another 3D entry and a 2D entry as well. So fans of 2D games and Metroidvania style games, I would recommend you take a look at Shinobi Art and Vengeance and all. And of course, one last thing though, although the game looks good, especially playing it on the Switch 2, I didn't notice any enhancements or anything like that though. I do know the game for the Switch version did get an update that did clean up some areas and everything, but even playing on the Switch 2, I didn't see any major enhancements or anything like that though. Not that I have any problem playing with this game on the Switch 2, I just didn't spot any, at least based on my time with the game and everything and all. Okay, this concludes my review of Shinobi Art of Vengeance for the Nintendo Switch and being played on Switch 2. And excuse me. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about Shinobi Art of Vengeance? Are you glad that Sega allowed this game to happen and all? Do you think they should do more entries in the Shinobi series? Do you think they should take another shot at doing another a 3D entry and all? Are there any other franchises that has remained dormant from Sega that you do feel deserves another revival? Maybe Skies of Arcadia, to any other franchise you could think of? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You could do it through PayPal Me, Patreon, or Steam Labs. Links will be in the description of this video, assuming you watch this either on YouTube or Patreon. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye.